Everyone, this is Hian from Friends of Irony. Thank you so much for taking the time out to learn about tungsten carbide rings. Now, we all came here for a reason. So which one are you? Are you here to get a promise ring? Or you had just recently proposed and looking for a wedding band for yourself? Or you probably lost your ring looking for a replacement and you haven't had stopped hearing about it since? Or you're here for a cause to represent and protect your Second Amendment with the 3% skull ring? Or each and every day is a struggle, and this ring reminds you to fight depression, to fight suicidal thoughts, and to fight every single day to live a life with meaning. Or you just want to represent the inner self of who you are with this ring. Or you're a uh, firefighter or nurse, or a police officer with the passion to serve, protect, or you're the gladiator that protects and serves our nation. So which one are you? So I have an active lifestyle, and I enjoy hiking, climbing rocks, and you can see here, just putting your hand on one of these rocks does a number on your ring. It scratches up really badly, puts really deep indentations, and if your outdoor lifestyle is constantly rubbing against metal or holding other tools, you can see that will start to wear out on your ring. And so what I wanted to do is to have a ring that looks just as clean as the day I had met my beautiful wife, rather than having a ring that's beaten and scratched up. Even though this is a titanium ring, it's just not as strong as it needs to be. So tungsten carbide is the ring that solves that. It's a scratch-proof ring. I mean, I've tested myself with drill bits and hammer and a file, and a customer eventually said that I wasn't doing justice to my test, so he took it upon himself to do a test in his workshop. And here's this video that I want to share with you.
Impact driver, ring, I hold a lot of sockets.
So as he's rubbing the ring, the drill bit against his ring is just not gonna, it's just not scratching it at all.
Nothing.
And he's actually used it for over a month at his workshop, and he's just
Curious.
not able to scratch it. He even put it on an electric sander. I think that was the 80 grit sandpaper. There it is in all angles of it. He's even torched it. I, I actually got a little antsy on this one, but it's strong. It's actually made with a lot hotter fire than this, up to, which we'll talk about later.
Well, that's absolutely more heat than this ring will ever see sitting on your finger.
And then he goes ahead and deep freezes it.
Let's cool it a bit. Right, please.
And he just rubs it off and grinds it again, sands it down again.
Got a little dirty. The heat didn't really affect the metal. It just kind of melted my sweatshirt to it. And 80 grit sandpaper cleans it up real nice. A little glass cleaner. After all that, I'm still unable.
You can see that shine still there.
I told them I'd put it to the test. I did. And it superseded everything that I put it through. It stayed clean, hand cleaner, grease, oil, metal, fire, everything I put it through, and it's as shiny as the day I bought it.
Alright, so there you have it. So tungsten is actually a black powder. I'll show you how it's actually made. Here's a video of it being poured into a machine. It is then mixed and binded with nickel and extruded. So while it's still soft, this gets shaped into a nice round cylinder, and then it gets put into a furnace through a process called sintering that puts the heat up to about 6,200 degrees Fahrenheit. And you see it has different shapes, so then afterwards they can then polish it and shape it to the shape that they need it to be. So the scientists will then inspect it, make sure the quality is good, looking at the material through microscopes, and there you have it. Then it gets shaped into different applications. Okay, there's your rings, slim rings. All right, and then once that's done, it gets taken to a polishing wheel. And there's a diamond coated type of cone that kind of just goes in and out to polish the inside of that ring, and that's how that's done. Okay. All right, so that's that. After it's been shaped, the tungsten does get cut kind of with diamond tools. There's over 40 separate steps to gradually shape it to the desired need for that material. And so it's similar to cutting and shaping a diamond, where it's skillfully polished with diamond polishing wheels, just repetitively polished and just chiseled, and so eventually it does create a permanent luster and polish that's not possible with other metals. And so the tungsten will remain forever polished and virtually impossible to scratch. And so tungsten on the Mohs scale of hardness, it's rated as a 9 on a scale of 10. And diamond is rated as a Mohs scale of 10. And so tungsten is 5 times harder than steel, 4 times harder than titanium. Now we do have other colored rings like black and blue and gold, but those use IP plating. Now the plating is not as strong as the tungsten underneath, so eventually over time it will scratch and fade depending on the wearer and your lifestyle basically. So with the tungsten engraving process, I'd like to show a video here of how the engraving process works. Oh, there it goes.
This video is straight from our factory. On this video, we're making the wolf and raven ring. First, the ring size is being captured correctly. Then, it's now being firmly placed in a machine where the laser engraving process will begin. Take a look at how the design is slowly coming to life. Due to the hardness of a tungsten carbide, it is recommended to use laser to ensure precision and clarity of a design. That's why we use state-of-the-art laser equipment to put a custom message and design on each of our rings. This machine is controlled by a computer to cut into the surface of the ring. The finished design is crisp, clean, and permanent. Now we'll show you how our 3% hair skull rings are being engraved, which is, by the way, one of our other bestsellers too. This one is for the black ring. And now this is the blue version of our 3% hair skull ring. After the engraving process, they will be thoroughly cleaned first and will then be ready for packaging.
Alright, so there you have it. Alright, so with engraving, we do offer free customized engraving. You can put any special message you want on the left and right of the logo. You get up to 30 characters total, so however you distribute it, it's up to you. And if you want the inside and outside engraved, it's $40. So here's a review of the 3% skull ring that we had a customer put Malan Lab, which is basically come and get it um, for the Second Amendment gun rights people. So he says, love this ring. It's a perfect fit for my left index finger, which is where I plan on wearing it. Would definitely recommend. So you might be wondering if tungsten is so hard and there's an accident or something, how can I remove it? So here's a video on, go ahead and play this here.
And ring in the vise so that we can take this tungsten ring and break it in half to get it off of his finger.
Wait, hold on. Let's get it in there just a little bit more. Okay, there we go.
So you just need some right vice grips and a little bit of force, and that'll crack the tungsten ring.
2 seconds, 5 seconds.
So it's very easy to remove. So if you have an occupation where you're just out in the field, a rough environment as a soldier, or you're a construction worker constantly working with tools and grabbing tools that are metallic or whatever the case may be, or you just love camping, you're out and you're touching rocks and you're holding rocks, picking up rocks to make your fireplace, or you love enjoy fishing and you're just constantly in the dirt and getting grime and grease on it. There you go. Normally you wouldn't wear a ring, but it's possible to wear one with tungsten carbide. And if you just love the great outdoors, and you're constantly holding and grabbing onto rocks, this is the ring for you. All right, now this is our offer. We provide 100% money back guarantee on rings without IP plating that are scratched. Remember, rings that are colored are IP plated and they're not as strong as the original tungsten that's underneath it. A 30-day satisfaction or your money back if you're not happy with your ring. Now we give one free exchange if you happen to have the wrong ring size, so don't worry about that. And normally it's priced from $129 to $299. So let's check Google to make sure that what I'm saying is right, because people, they say it's worth this much, but is it really? Carbide rings. All right, so there it is. Let's go check out a couple of these vendors here. Maybe the first one. That's not an ad, but there it is. Check out their rings. $315, $139, $94, $149 with the wood inlay, $119. Just a plain ring, $104, etc., etc. You see the value of it there, and this is what they're selling it at. Let's check another vendor here. Waiting back. This is the same one. Let me go to another site, another Tungsten World. See what they're selling it at. There you go, 278, 159, 169, so on. Check a third one, and then we'll head back over to our presentation. Tungsten Pride. Let's see what they're selling theirs at. Let's go to their main site here. 249, 249, 399, 658, 249, and on and on. Tungsten is tungsten, and it's bind with nickel, and that's basically it. So, Everett Barnhart, for example, is one of our customers, and she's picked up the black tungsten forever love ring at $125.95 with the engraving. Okay, total price $180. Here's another invoice from Sandra Hira from Glenwood Springs, Colorado. She's got the silver tungsten black forever ring with the shiny polished blue tungsten ring. You see here is $125, $995. She did get a discount though, but total wise $175.52. Now here's this from Steve Bennell. He's got the black tungsten license vocational nurse ring, and he paid $135.90 for his ring. All right, so we're just not making it up. People do actually pay what it's actually worth. So for our promotion, we're basically giving it away at a great deal, so that you can see the quality, so you can share it with your friends and family. Also spread the word for our new rings that we release. So that's the reason for our sale. And if you don't know your ring size, you don't have to worry about that. We'll send you instructions after you purchase. So go ahead and click the button below and take advantage of the offer now. Thanks for watching.